town you never heard of. Hey everybody, welcome to the Common Folk Podcast with Ben, Morgan, and Andy.
Welcome back to Common Folk.
Let's go. Podcast for the people, by the people.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
We are for and by the people.
Go.
Man, I'm feeling a little under the weather today.
Really?
Yeah, I'm congested, man.
Well, stay over there then. Jeez, I feel great.
Do you?
Yeah.
I felt good for a while, but I don't know. Something started coming on.
Yeah.
Well, it is a hell of a cold snap we're going through right now. Weather-wise.
Winter has finally arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were watching a video this morning that's supposed to, wipe out Texas and Florida with the ice and all this stuff this weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Not that we want that, but...
I love those hyperbole videos that
Yeah.
I see on YouTube, and I study them a lot, and I'm not above it. I use those type of tactics when posting to try and draw attention. Because, if you don't get the click, everything you did is for naught.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get someone to click on it, and to otherwise, what's the point? No one's going to see it, no one's going to hear it. So.
But what if it's true?
Sure, yeah.
And you get 3 inches of ice.
You're making me think of it's like a map of the United States. It's a weather channel, and it's circling Florida and Texas. It goes, this is bad. It's all red.
Yeah.
Not good for these guys.
Well, a cold day or a snow day would be fun. So, for kids being home.
Yeah.
What
that's
did you
crazy.
see? It's going to be -5 this weekend? Like,
Yikes.
come on.
Yeah, I think they said
Pipes
that was
are
the
gonna be
low
freezing.
straight temperature. Yeah,
Yeah.
pipes will freeze. The diesel tanks all gelled up. Didn't properly treat that.
That already happened to us.
What's that?
North side, anyway, our block, a main water line froze. And
Oh,
our
yeah.
whole block was without water for
Really?
about a half day.
Oh, it was
wasn't-
froze?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I would assume it broke.
Oh.
Like on a -5 day, I think it
Yeah.
was Sunday morning. We get up, it's chaos. I got the expo that we're working, and Ashley has, a whole 14-hour day club volleyball. She has a morning shift and an afternoon shift or whatever, 2 tournaments in one day. And we're getting the kids up, getting ready to go and this and that. And then about 7:30 in the morning, we find out, oh, wow, we don't have water. So.
Isn't it crazy when that happens? You're like, wait, what do we do?
No, I
like
was waiting my turn to hop in the shower, and now
you're like, oops.
no.
Okay.
No,
We
it's
haven't
all
even had any ice on the lake. I think that just started icing up
good. Yep.
in the last day or two.
Yeah, it's kind of fun watching the geese out on that really thin ice.
Yeah.
Doing their thing.
Those ice fishermen are probably real pissed off that nothing has been able to
Yeah, it's
freeze over yet.
It's a I don't know. It's kind of tricky doing the ice fishing thing in southern Nebraska.
Right.
Yeah.
And it just seems dicey in general. I don't even like it when Joel asks to go ice fishing. It just kind of freaks me out, to be honest.
Well, you should get him the brand new parka suit that floats. Like it's super expensive, but it's saving lives.
Really? It's
Yeah.
a thing?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh God, what's the name of it? There's a couple of brands of it now, but Clam. You've never heard of the brand Clam?
No.
They're big in like Minnesota and stuff, and they specialize in ice fishing. But they have a new like waders, snow pants and jackets that you.
So it's like a life jacket.
yes.
Do you have to pull a string and?
I don't believe so. No,
Okay.
it's really warm. It's slick, so it's not like bulky and poofy and
Yeah.
crap. It looks cool because all the cool fishermen on TV use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really expensive, but it'd make you feel better.
Yeah. Except he
You-
goes maybe once a year.
Well, even that once a year probably is a little too early or a little too late. So,
True.
so when
Yeah.
the ice is at its worst.
Right. Oh, jeez. I don't know.
Yeah. So today, this has been mulling around in my head. I've been wondering about this new food pyramid, and it's like everything else that I feel like has happened over the last couple of years. there's this big like splash and like, oh my God, this is going on and blah, blah, blah. And they're doing this and they're doing that. And then a week later, nothing. Crickets.
Yeah.
And everyone's left to wonder like, what just happened?
Yeah.
But
And-
like, what are we supposed to think a week later?
I mean,
Everyone forgets something a week later.
the way that they hype it up and the way that they talk about everything, it's a big deal.
Okay.
But then it goes away in a week or two, and then
Yeah.
and then like nothing changes.
Right.
So I wanted to dig into it and see like what actually changed, if anything, and then like what's it going to look like going forward.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if we'll find the answers to that, but we looked a few things up. I think to begin with, we could talk about the old one. I guess what is now the retired.
Is
food
that what
pyramid.
they say? It's old. Was it from the 90s?
I think it was
Oh,
from
way
like,
earlier than
like
that.
the 70s
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
or 50s.
shoot.
I don't know.
That was when cane sugar was cutting deals in Florida, and that's quite the rabbit hole if you want to go down that
Oh,
one.
gosh. I'm sure.
And it's also, I think, the reverberation through the decades. It's why sugar is always the spearhead in the whole agriculture debate. Like that's the first thing that we bring up, and I don't want to buy sugar from Cuba and Florida.
So on just a quick Google search, it says one of the first food pyramids in the world was published in the 70s in Sweden. But a couple different places here reference that the U.S. did not adopt it officially until 92.
Wow,
I thought I read 1990.
wow.
It says 6 food groups arranged in horizontal tiers, emphasizing grains being bread, rice, cereal, pasta as the largest portion of the diet, and fats, oils, sweets as the smallest. I pulled up a picture of it here. Where did I find it? There it is. So it said that, so it's a food pyramid, right? So you imagine a pyramid pointed at the top being smaller at the top. So that's your smaller servings. So at the top is those fats, oils, sweets, used sparingly. It doesn't recommend necessarily a serving. And then it goes in the second row to this is where the big changes are. The old one, milk, yogurt, and cheese, 2 to 3 servings. I wonder how the food pyramid over what period of time is that? 2 to 3 servings.
Because I think Michelle Obama reconfigured it or came out with like a food octagon. I don't know, some other something. I remember that just because Ashley's a teacher, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, they're all teachers, and you talk about the 1 week that it comes out, then what? Well, unless you're in it, who cares? No, there's no differences. But there was a difference with school lunches.
That's
And things like your second, you were only allowed 1 tab of butter, but eat all the rolls you want. They're packed with sugar and shit and whatever. Eat all those because that's the big part of the pyramid.
Right.
But that butter,
You only get one.
you only get 1 tab of butter, because that's bad. That's at the top. It's bad.
And that's a good point. I mean, I think that these changes, even though a lot of us, it doesn't really affect our day-to-day because we make our own decisions anyway, I think it probably has a dramatic effect on schools.
Yeah.
Schools probably have to abide by some of those certain guidelines. Like they probably don't have a choice, right?
Right, of course. They have to. Yeah, and that was just the way it is. The lunch ladies would apologize for a long time. In this case that I'm referencing, like, I'm sorry, I can't give you that second, piece of meat because meat's bad,
Yeah.
Unless you want to give me $10, I'll slip you one. I'm kidding.
The lunch ladies.
Like,
are-
the corrupt lunch ladies out there.
Dude, when I was a kid in elementary school, I remember my lunch lady. Her name was Flo.
Oh, Flo. Did she have like good hair? Because that's what I imagine.
Probably, I don't know.
She got that hairnet on though.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But she was super cool, man. She was so much fun. She made lunch fun.
Really?
She would give us some extra things here
Sure.
and there.
Yeah.
We used to bring her gifts.
Oh,
Like just whatever.
okay.
Like it would be like handmade stuff. Like we'd make something like a little milk carton, like all decorated with Flo's name on it or paint a picture for her or some stuff. She was just the coolest lady.
And then she'd give you more food? Like this was an exchange?
No, it was just friendship.
Like a thank you.
There doesn't always have to be.
I'm just wondering. Your face is a little smirky. Like, I got something from this gift that I gave her.
No, we just had fun. Flo was cool. That was back when we had the old school actual lunch ticket.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
You would carry a paper ticket.
Yeah.
And they punched it, right?
Yeah, like the teachers would keep them. So then when you get in line for lunch, then she'd hand out your ticket, and then that was, I think they would cut off a piece of it.
Maybe it was that. I was thinking it was a hole punch.
And so that would be when you would know, like, you're about out of lunch punches or lunch tickets. And then sometimes, like, the teacher wouldn't have one to hand you.
You're like, Mom, you got to get me some more.
Right,
some more
because your parents ran out of money and you got peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you didn't get to go down the regular lunch line. You had to go get the free kid lunch.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Whoops.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about segregation right there. We knew.
Well, and now you take it tenfold. Oh, now you're in the peanut butter and jelly line. Oh, now you have peanut allergies. Now you really have to go sit at this little circular table all by yourself. And what do you cardboard? Do you eat cardboard?
Yeah.
Like what do you get then?
I wonder if they even serve peanut butter and jelly anymore.
I do.
Probably not.
I make our lunches, and that was today. That was peanut butter and jellies and veggie straws and grapes. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so excuse me, back to the original food pyramid. So on the second level, we talked about the milk, yogurt, and cheese. Right next to that is meat, poultry, fish, eggs, beans, and nuts. That's also on the 2 to 3 serving line. Mm-hmm. Then line number 3 is vegetables. That's 3 to 5, and fruits 2 to 4. And then the bottom, which is the biggest area, is bread, cereal, rice, and pasta, 6 to 11 servings.
Eat that carbs up, baby.
So does anybody, like, I don't remember the last time I looked at the food pyramid, but do any of you guys, like, have you thought at all that much bread and pasta is okay?
Never.
No. Well,
When I was young, I definitely didn't think that it was bad.
Well, definitely when you're young, like, we're not thinking about that, but I'm just talking about, like, as an adult, like, over the last 20 years, have you ever thought, like, man, I need to make sure that I'm pounding pasta and bread and cereal with every meal?
No,
Right.
I try not to have carbs
the
like that.
yeah, and just your body kind of tells you, like, after you're eating a bunch of pasta, you're like, oh my God, I gotta sit
100%.
down.
100%. That was one of the exact things that I was thinking about when I was thinking about this episode is in so many cases you can, if you literally just listen to how you feel and what you're craving, as long as it's not like like an addictive craving.
Right.
But if you just listen to how you feel and what you're craving, you've just ate this, now this makes me feel like this, now I'm wishing I had this. Like, you know what's right and you know what's wrong just based on that.
Yeah, just listen to your body, right?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's
Right.
pretty simple.
And sweets go into that category too.
I think they do. I mean, for myself, I've craved sweets more than ever. I think probably more than my whole life.
Why?
In the last year.
Well, because you got healthy and your body's like, give me some shit.
So I think that it was so not having alcohol, I think alcohol converts to sugar. You hear that. So you've got that in your body. And then I was drinking a lot of energy drinks, which obviously have a lot of sugar in them.
Yeah, wow.
So in not having that, and this is what I mean with recognizing when I said earlier, like addictions or what you really want. When I cold turkeyed off of that stuff, then all of a sudden my body was like, ooh, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good.
Skittles.
Right,
Give me
100%.
Skittles.
Yeah. So I had to understand that I'm not craving these things because I need them. I'm craving them because neurologically my brain's like, you need that sugar. You need that sugar.
Yeah.
So you make smart decisions. I have some here and there.
Right.
That's what I was going to say. What do you do to combat that?
I just have it here and there. Plus, what also is interesting is what I've noticed as far as cravings go is, for me, it's more about like the taste than what it's actually doing. So the craving that I have for sugar is it's not necessarily that I need sugar in my bloodstream. It's that I just need the taste of it.
Okay.
What?
Yes.
Wait, I'm like, what's the difference? Like, I mean, I get it, but
So if I have this craving for something sweet, I could grab just something that's like even artificially sweet. It's not sugar, and it satisfies that craving.
could you like suck on it for a second and spit it out?
I
And
haven't
be
tried
good.
that. I don't know.
Like a hard piece of candy, I'm thinking.
Yeah, or
To,
like
just
you
get
know,
by for a while.
you've gone for the what are they? The Sour Patch Kids. Like put one in your mouth or like then throw it out.
See, those are
don't
so
know, maybe.
those are so damn good. But for me, after I have like the fourth one, then it's like, gah, you know.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of lucky in that regard.
Sure.
To where,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like to overindulge
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
And regardless of what it is.
Oh, anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on. I like beer.
okay.
But you know,
so there's that.
But even there, you know, once you get over that second one, we're at a different stage now. But I'm thinking of like, oh God, tomorrow morning, you
Right,
know, and
right.
what's
Yep.
lined up and what has
Yep.
to be done.
Yeah.
So like, do I want to be sluggish? Do I want to be dragging my ass? You know.
Well, and that's the key thing is that it's paying attention to how you feel after it. So, like, you know, I'm looking at some of these things like pastas as an example, like a big old bowl of warm macaroni and cheese. You look at that and you're like, I mean, any of us right now, you'd be like, I'm eating that shit.
Yeah.
That looks good. But you
With
know,
some tuna.
you know afterwards, you're like you said, you're gonna have that heavy feeling. You're just gonna be like, oh God. If you just pay attention to that, then you know
Yeah.
what's right and what's wrong
Right.
in what your
But
body's
don't
asking
you
for.
think sometimes you're just like, I don't know. Sometimes I go to like screw it, and you do it obviously anyways, or you just want that feeling,
Yeah.
so that you can go lay
Right.
down, or like it sounds so bad. It's like self-sabotage a little bit.
Well, I still do that. Even last night to a certain degree. Like, I stay up a little too late. I get to watching like documentaries, you know, Ken Burns and shit like that I find interesting. And then as like out of habit, I'll have a bowl of ice cream. And I used to always just add an extra scoop. It's like, man, you don't need that extra scoop of ice cream. And then you feel like shit after you eat it anyway.
Yeah.
But God, it's so freaking good.
Right.
You know, so now I'm really trying to cut back on that a little bit, go to bed a little earlier, but I got my vices, I guess.
Right. I mean, we all do.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that stuff. It's just the point is that like we know down deep what's right and what's wrong already.
Well, and that's where I'd like to say with whether it's the 1990s, which food pyramid, the 70s food pyramid from Sweden, or this new one, or even I know there was a revised one from Michelle B, or Biden, or Big Mike, or whoever. But there was some tweaks. There were some big ones.
Yeah.
Those are just, I don't know, it almost feels like that's just put out there to cause a stir. And if you do believe in it, or the people that are working on it that are in that field that actually care about it, it's nothing more than just a guideline for the masses. You know, like just follow this blueprint to a certain extent. And everybody's different. It says on all the fine print, I would guarantee that even in the 90s, this isn't an individualized whatever schedule
Right.
for you.
This is a suggestion.
Yeah, this is just
yeah.
like a guideline, some guardrails on what you could and should eat. And that first one, there's been a lot of speculation that, whoever, politicians were greased by people that were making grain, or they would mention the sugar industry, and beef, and the people that were producing beef and fat and tallow, they were late to the party, so they got the short end of the stick. They were the small end of the food pyramid.
I mean, I
Meanwhile,
wouldn't
grains are
doubt
big.
there was some money or something being tossed around with this. I mean, that's always how it is. Like if we go back to
JFK Jr. and his buddy, they just straight up said, yeah, that was bought.
Okay,
the old
they did.
food
They
pyramid
admitted
was
it.
just bought.
I mean, it's just like a lot of things, right? I mean, we've talked about this before with soda companies,
yeah.
advertising this or that
As
during
being
a
healthy.
sports event as like, come on, like we know this is being paid. But back to the food pyramid, like to your point, what are we doing with this? Do you think that they're going to like manufacture this and pump this out in the schools? Like what is not really the point. We know the point because we need literature out there. And yay, they switched it, but...
And so this one's coming under fire because, well, this one's being bought for too. And to a certain extent, that's true.
Probably.
I think so.
But it looks better and it's healthier.
And yeah, you can't deny that. But what gets people riled up is all the JFK Jr.'s buddies doing the peptides and this and that. They're profiting off of this. It's like, yeah, it's their churn. And also, you don't have to buy it. Get a brain. Think for yourself.
Yeah.
Shut the F up. Just listen to your gut, right, Ben? Like we were saying, I wish people wouldn't get so caught up in who's to blame and maybe just look at the food pyramid and think, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I
do
really
we need that?
Yeah.
Do we really need that?
I think the problem, though, is what we were talking about earlier, is that it sets the tone and the standard for things like our schools. In the schools, they don't get the choice. They have to
That's
go
like
by
government run, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have to go by what this.
But that can only be healthier for our kids then. Okay, great. We're going to give you a big thing of meat. Now you only get a tiny little piece of carb. I don't know, what that's going to look like. It's going to take years to change,
it is undeniably
food system.
better.
Yeah.
It is better. And that's another thing that pisses people off. They were duped, and so that means we got to dig our heels in and defend grains, defend Lucky Charms. I'm pretty sure the tweaks that the Biden administration came out with had Lucky Charms above raw eggs.
Totally.
As far as, remember that?
Yes.
That was what?
Well,
what, 6 years ago or so.
If you considered Lucky Charms as a grain,
Yeah.
a cereal,
It would be.
Well, it actually had
100%.
the one I saw had must have been sponsored by General Mills or
Yeah.
It was
But
the
yeah,
picture
it had
of it.
Lucky Charms, and then it had eggs below. It's like that is so effed off.
Yeah.
Use your brain. But you're right. That's dangerous when we're sending that. That's what we're handing out in flyers and pamphlets and putting on the projector or the Promethean board in a grade school.
Right.
But let's go a step further and then switch the cost of goods to cereal being super expensive and vegetables and meat being cheaper. How about that?
That'd be good.
Let's switch that so then we can have good food and people that maybe can't afford as much don't get a bunch of shit.
Well, I have a feeling that the way this food pyramid was originally designed was based on some of that. So when you look at it,
okay, yeah,
when you look from the top down, as far as the top being fewer servings and the bottom being more recommended servings, the stuff at the top is more expensive. Mm-hmm. So you've got meat and cheeses and dairy at the top there. It's saying, not too many of these. And then it's saying fruit and vegetables, a little bit more of these. And then it's saying bread, cereals, rices, pastas, a lot of these. Mm-hmm. So the grains used to make the breads, the cereals, the pastas is the least expensive input.
Right.
So it's almost like it was designed more like, okay, this is kind of the affordability pyramid. Like you can eat all of this stuff at a lower cost. You're going to get your calorie needs. Yeah.
Okay, but don't say servings then on it. That's where they went wrong then, and rename it.
What do you mean?
They shouldn't say, "Oh, you need
3 servings.
3
of this,
servings of that." If you're
know.
doing an affordability pyramid, which makes sense when you say it like that, then don't say how many servings you need of it.
Well, I think what they're saying is that you can meet your caloric needs by having more servings of this inexpensive item and less of these and less of these.
Yeah.
It's gonna save the money in the long run. Now, I've never heard it referenced money at all, but when you look at it that way, I mean that is kind of how it's laid out.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fallout or developments that I want to see because one side is saying, well, this new food pyramid that's upside down that has beef and butter at the top now or at the bottom, your base level, the Cattlemen's Association and others like that, big beef plants, they bought this, they paid for it, and you can see a direct line of money that's been put into super PACs or whatever, and they got their hand in there. It's like, so okay. what does that mean moving forward? Because we're already seeing record high prices at the grocery store for beef.
Mm-hmm.
We're also seeing a record low limit of beef. Like our beef packing, our beef lots, cattle lots, are at an all-time low as far as supply of cattle.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Like something fishy is going on because supply and demand is just the way a free market works.
Yeah.
So this isn't a free market. You can't have high prices, high demand, and a low supply like that.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Like it just, and so you're already in beef being imported from Argentina and Brazil, and Trump, I guess, signed up bills saying allowing more of that to happen, so that'll bring prices down. Like, what is going on? How can you be fighting for the farmers, for the ranchers, but allowing more beef to be imported, and then basically the public lied to and duped?
Yeah.
So like,
It doesn't make sense.
but
yeah.
But back to the food pyramid. Okay, we're making a bigger demand. We're telling the masses, we're forcing public schools to serve more beef. What does that look like? What does that mean? Does that mean supply will go back up? Prices can come back down?
Well,
It
you would
should.
think you
Yeah.
would think
Right?
it would mean that supply, at least initially, is going to go down because demand's going to go up, right? So they're going to start using a whole lot more potentially, which means it's going to take more out of the market, and then all of a sudden the prices are going to go up more. So if you think, if you believe conspiracy wise that like the companies involved in meat production have a hand in this.
Are you calling my gut a conspiracy?
Well, I don't know what all you're putting in there. It could be. But yeah, those guys are going to, obviously they're going to stand to make more money from this if more meat's being pushed.
Right.
And then it's going to bring down supply, which is going to increase price and so on and so forth. So who knows as far as that goes.
But is that what we actually think is going to happen just from someone changing the food pyramid? I mean, or do we think this is just a flash
well,
dance, like you
that's
said?
kind of the question. Yeah, is like what is really going on here? Because we heard this. It was a few weeks ago. It was this big announcement. It was a big deal. All the liberal media is pissed as hell.
Pissed.
That just like they always do every
Why?
time something comes out from this administration. And Kennedy's the bad guy, and he's ruining everybody's health and blah blah blah. And then it just goes away.
Yeah.
And then we don't hear anything else about it.
But could it be
but
like
schools do have to adhere to it. You're right. One of the things that came up with the Michelle Obama, and I'm not harping on that administration, but their kids and teachers were only allowed one ketchup packet with their hamburger. And it's like, man, you need two. They're just this big, you need.
Yeah.
And the lunch lady was like, sorry, new rules. You only get one because of all the sugar content in the
in the ketchup?
So extrapolate that to beef now. And I'm also thinking, okay, if let's say the beef packers cut a deal for this and helped fund this new pyramid, they didn't just do that out of the kindness of their heart. They already have something lined up to, get that back.
Yeah.
Right? Or to profit off of that. They're not sponsoring or helping. The last thing on their mind is my kids' health. I'll tell you that right now. Like they don't care how good a morning you're having, your protein intake. They really, really don't care. I don't believe that at all.
I think there's something to that too. I was just thinking back on like school, elementary school and whatever else, and that lunch lady that I was talking about.
IBP has a contract set in place with public schools or whatever.
Yeah. I just remembered we had a gentleman on the podcast a while ago that I went to school with, who's a police officer now. If you guys remember him, and I remember him talking about in our podcast because we were talking about his upbringing that he didn't have any food at home, and it was the stuff that he was getting at school that was giving him his nutrition.
Right.
So literally the school was serving that purpose. I mean, if they had only been giving him, Pop-Tarts,
Yeah.
he probably would have been in a pretty bad place. But he was getting some kind of
Right.
rounded nutritional meal in a way, and it was very beneficial for him, and probably is, certainly is for a lot of kids.
Of course. Yeah. There's a lot of those programs. And there's a lot of I'd never know what to think of like hunger impacts 1 out of 4 kids in America. I'm like, what? really? Like it's hard for me to imagine.
Yeah,
In my upbringing and where we're at, and like I'm not making a ton of money. In fact, I'm lower class, I guess.
But your kids eat.
Yeah, and our pantry is full, and it's full of shit food too. It's really good. So not good for you.
Yeah,
good for you.
Exactly.
I just typed in real quick just to see our schools changing their meals based on the new food pyramid. And it says, yes, they're adjusting meals based on recent significant updates to the U.S. dietary guidelines.
Good.
It emphasizes whole foods, less added sugar, a shift towards healthy fats and quality proteins. And then it goes down to some bullet points. It says that schools are adapting to less processed and added sugar, more whole foods, healthy fats, plant-based options. Implementation and timelines, it says it's a phased approach. The USDA is phasing in changes between the fall of 25 and the fall of 27, with no immediate menu changes required for the 24-25 school year.
So you can already envision the backslapping, the behind closed doors conversations that happened before this new pyramid rolled out. It's like, okay, if we're going to fund this, if we're going to put money towards your PAC, and we're going to support RFK Jr., then what do we get back? Oh, we get this automatic contract to public schools for X amount of hamburger patties, whatever. So and I don't know, that's not surprising to me. It's like let's just understand that that's what's going on here more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
I
I think I see it from two sides. I agree with what you're saying. I have no doubt that there's some other powers that be behind the scenes here pushing this thing. But I also agree with the changes.
Oh, I'm not arguing that they're better. This is better. This is better.
Yeah.
But I think outside, since we've talked about it being super helpful for the schools, there's lots of people listening that they don't have kids in school, and okay, whatever. Again, so if you're thinking about the average person with no children in school, is that person sitting on the couch, 60, 70-year-old, really going to look at the food pyramid? No, but at this point, they've already figured out, hey, I kind of know what to do, what not to do. You're making choices. A lot of people aren't changing stuff. So what does that affect them? Not a whole ton, but maybe in the grocery category. I'm just hopeful.
What's available.
Exactly.
What's being pushed.
And so
what's being sold.
We'll just kind of see, maybe that's going to be a later shift. That's going to take some time, but I do think maybe we're going in the right direction, at least getting literature
I do too.
out there.
And if nothing else, with this new regime saying, just totally throwing mud at the old one and saying that food pyramid was bought and paid for and it was lies, full of lies. And now we'll say the left or hardcore Democrats are like, well, so is this one. Well, good. I'm glad we're having that conversation, and I'm glad we don't have our gloves on. We don't have our safety mitts on anymore. Yeah. And also, you're just confirming what I always assumed. There is no goddamn way that Lucky Charms are better for you than a fucking egg.
No one knows. Right. No one believes that. Come on.
Yeah, but this is putting some meat on that bone.
Exactly.
Literally, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's, again, I was just searching some things around, and here's a point brought up that I hadn't thought about, and you can think about this on a bigger scale, is the effect that this is going to have on food labeling. So how many people look at they turn that thing around and they look at that label and they see, okay, this percent of this daily intake and this percent and this many grams and this does this for me and this does that for me, and they use that guide.
Yeah.
Because maybe they don't fully understand it, but they understand what a percentage means. So now all that stuff's going to change.
Yeah.
Which if you think about it, that would change dramatically. I mean, if you're looking at some of these processed foods that they have now made at the bottom of the pyramid. I mean, it's not even a pyramid anymore. It's like a funnel. It's upside down now. So at the bottom,
it's upside down, sir.
Yeah, at the bottom, down at the point there, all these processed things that before on the label said this was
X amount percent,
20% of your daily intake. Now is going to say this is 90% of your daily intake.
If we're really being honest, and I'm fine beating up on Lucky Charms, and I'll be completely honest, we just got done eating a box of Lucky Charms at our house. Okay, so like I'm
Did
not,
you pick out the marshmallows?
I'm not above it. No, that's the best part.
But save them for later and eat them all at once.
God, you sound like one of my daughters. they do that.
I know. That's what I was thinking. Kids do that.
And then, now I lost the train of my thought there.
Sorry.
Just PTSD on that. I do want to share one fun story I had. Like good luck. You know, I feel like every once in a while things line up for you.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of tip your cap to the universe or whatever. Like, oh, that was nice. Thank you. So that's a true story. Lucky Charms ran out yesterday. And if I don't have 2 boxes on the table ready to go so they get a choice, it kind of like throws the routine out a little bit, and then it opens the door for bickering.
It's like the first thing of the day. Like they have to have that satisfaction of making a choice.
Yeah,
Like,
and this is an easy one, right? Do you want this or that? And if that doesn't happen, that's the first domino that could really go. It could go off the rails, right? So I'm like, oh my god. I have this window between picking up these kids and the older kids. I'm going to slip into that dollar store.
Like Dollar General or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to grab whatever the hell they have, box of cereal, and then I'm going to go pick up the other ones. I get in there, and I think it was a Dollar Tree. But anyhow, they have 3 different boxes, and they have fake Fruit Loops, fake Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, and then this beat-up piece of shit box. I don't even know what it is. But it is the only name brand one. It's a General Mills Crave or something.
Oh, okay.
It's a strawberry thing packed full of chocolate. Like, oh, that's the best fucking cereal you can get.
For the morning. Yeah.
Strawberry thing with chocolate.
Yeah. So everything's $1.25. Doesn't matter. Every box is $1.25. So I grabbed the Fruit Loops and I think, wait a second, that other box looks bigger. And if they're all $1.25 and they're all shit, they're all terrible for you. I'm going to grab the bigger one. And yep, it was. It was a half, 6 ounces heavier. So I'm like, I'll do this. And that's all I had was that box of cereal. Will is like, I want this, I want that. No, we're just here for cereal. Let's go. And so anyway, I get to the cash register and I pull out a $5 bill. I'm like, here, this is all we want. And she looks at it and she runs and goes, oh, this must be on sale. Oh, and it's a damaged box. It's only a penny. I go, really?
Whoa.
And I go, well, all I have is a 5. She goes, you're lucky. We're almost out of pennies because of the
we
pennies
talked
are gone.
about that. Yeah, the penny shortage.
So she took the last penny out of the give a penny, take a penny, and that paid for that box of cereal.
Stop.
So I just went in there and got a free box of
Nice.
cereal.
I thought you were going to say, and can I go back and find another one that's
No, that was the
damaged?
last one.
Oh, it was.
And it was the only name brand one. It was the only not how there's
Yes.
Yeah.
knockoff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was I don't know. It was like how in the hell did that all line
Yeah.
up?
So
Pretty
then
wild.
at the end, you justified, you were like, see, we needed this box.
That's right. And sure
Did they
as
have it this morning? Was it good?
every single one of them pounded that. Like there's a half a box left.
Chocolate strawberry this morning. Their teachers are going to be like, God damn it, Andy, what did you feed them?
They probably already crashed. So
Yeah,
Look at the
right. Yeah, lasted a couple hours.
Oh, that's good.
But in moderation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah,
I mean, we all do it. Yeah. It's a thing.
There's a cute little fitness gal on YouTube that I stumbled across getting some information on this. Her name is Lily Kane. I want to get that right. But she's this little 5'2", 5'3", ball of muscle. I would assume she's still in her 20s, maybe early 30s. But she was a college track athlete, like a sprinter, and ran hurdles. Mm-hmm. And she admittedly said, I would eat like shit, like pizza and all that stuff, drink, college, whatever. But she was still just a ball of muscle. She's a sprinter.
yeah,
Well, that after college, that goes away. Now you're not training 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
sure.
So she started she reminded me of Christina Elder.
Okay. Yeah.
She was trying to eat all these just bloated and full, and she was gaining weight, but she wasn't gaining muscle mass. She's like, what in the hell is going on? I'm following the food pyramid. I'm the labels. I'm eating the right
Looking at
portions.
it,
Yeah. And then she started doing like Christina Elder, started doing her own research and started eating whole foods, whether that was greens, chicken, beef, like steak. And she found out that now she eats a ton of food, whole foods. She's lost weight. She has a ton of muscle now, and she feels great. It goes back to that food pyramid where, price had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Those shitty processed foods that made up the majority of the bottom of the base is also what they're driving consumers to buy.
Right.
It's the most readily available. It's the cheapest shit out there. And we're going to tell you, well, that's what you should be eating anyway. That should be the most anyway. Now, at the top, that's the expensive stuff that, isn't that something? We're at an all-time high demand for beef, but it's also our stockyards are empty right now.
And that also shows you, like, to that question earlier, like, who pays attention to this stuff?
Well, we do now. We're in our 40s.
Well, and that girl that you're talking about is a, college athlete and is following the food pyramid.
Right.
And it's to her detriment.
Yeah.
Big
time.
So you got a kid, you got a college educated kid who is an elite athlete is paying attention to it. So apparently there probably is a bunch of people that are paying attention to it.
Well, she wasn't until she's like, how in the hell am I gaining all this weight and why do I feel like shit all the time?
Yeah, trying to dig in.
Yeah.
She didn't go,
Yeah.
probably her degree wasn't in science,
So,
you know what I mean,
yeah.
like nutrition or whatever. So where do you go to find the info?
I just watched a couple of her videos, and she was breaking down the new food pyramid and what she made of it. And her story is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lily Kane.
One of the things that you said there that I've always wondered about, she said something about, like, I'm eating all this junk like pizza and all this kind of stuff. Why does pizza have such a bad rap?
It's the dough, right?
I mean, if you look at the food pyramid, it's the dough.
It's everything on the food pyramid.
The dough is the thing where
the
it
grain.
says,
Yeah.
you need the biggest. So why have they been saying, like, if you think about it, it's been completely contradictory. They've been saying that you've got this food pyramid, but pizza's bad. What do you mean pizza's bad? It follows your food pyramid.
But that you could say the same thing about a cheeseburger. It has everything on a cheeseburger.
Yeah, but pizza is like the dough on most
the
pizzas.
grains, right?
Yeah, the crust, the dough is like more than 50, like probably 75% of the pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think, I hear stories that, like, our bread and our dough and all these things are enriched with bullshit and there's way too much sugars in it. And if it was more like, if American pizza was more like pizza served in Italy, you'd be fine.
Sure.
Like you're saying, it would be perfect. It would be the perfect blend of you'd get your grains, you'd get your meat, you'd get your dairy, you'd get your cheeses.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. But we don't have access to healthy types of dough and breads. And
or we do, but it goes back to some of the things we've talked about in the past is the convenience.
Right.
So it's very easy for us to buy the stuff that's already made, the types of flours, those kinds of things, rather than going through the work to make your own. A lot of people listening to this probably are experiencing in one way or another this whole sourdough craze.
Oh, yeah,
and
big time.
how much work that is.
Kevin O'Leary just talked about that. About, I don't eat anything but sourdough.
Yeah. You look at how much time and effort has to go into that. Again, the convenience goes back to people just go to the easy thing to grab off the shelf, and that's where it ends up happening.
And cost, too.
Absolutely.
I bet if we should do that. I like pizza, too. I think it gets a bad rap here and there. Let's make a healthy pizza and see how much that costs us compared to the Jack's $2.99.
Oh, God.
Right.
In the freezer section.
Or like the Hy-Vee ready-made pizza.
We're not even going to be able to get the cheese for $2.99.
Right. It's right. And you're getting a whole pizza there that can feed two people for $2.99. Or, I let me get a camera and just trail you going into the grocery store and trying to ask your meat guy, then your dairy guy, like the rabbit hole you have to go down.
I'm on team pizza though. Like I think
Team
you
pizza.
do a pizza right. Like that's a pretty nutritious meal.
This guy
right
could
there.
live off of pizza.
Oh, me too. Which we're kind of cut from the same cloth. We are Ninja Turtle holdovers.
True.
You are
True.
Raphael.
Oh,
True.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Got a little chip on your shoulder.
It goes back to Ninja Turtles.
A lot of
That's-
things does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A
Yeah.
lot of things do.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and that was,
Yeah.
and just think that's kind of fun too. Big conspiracy theory. Eat pizza, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I still abide.
Yeah. Well, I guess it
God.
worked.
Hell yeah, it did.
Wait, who was your Ninja Turtle?
Leonardo.
And yours was
My favorite one actually was Michelangelo.
was
He's
that's the red
everyone.
one?
Orange.
No, he's
Orange.
the party guy.
Oh, the
Party dude.
Party dude.
Party dude.
Come on.
I think
buddy.
Michelangelo is kind of everyone's favorite.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Yeah.
But he wasn't yours?
Well, I mean, if I had to like hang out with a guy, if I had to like go to the bar and have a beer with one of them, Michelangelo is by far and away
Yeah.
the one.
When
Yeah.
I think about it though, like, and I always thought about this when I was a kid too. I was like, I like Michelangelo the most, but I don't identify with him the most.
Right.
I was going to
So
say,
that-
it's
that's what I-
normally opposites. Yeah, you want someone that's fun and life of the party.
Yeah. So you're like, well, I don't know. You got a lot of Donatello in you.
Yeah,
Is that the smart guy with the glasses?
yeah, he's kind of like the
always trying to
techie
figure
guy.
things out.
Yeah, he's a mechanical guy.
Never takes
Yeah.
anything at face value. He's
Yeah.
always questioning
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's totally been.
Yeah. But my first assumption is you're a Raphael guy.
Not so much.
Wait,
Really?
what's his
Yeah.
personality? You got to explain to some of these people and me.
No, he's more. He was more the tough guy. He
was the muscle.
Yeah, he was, and he
And
had
fiery. I mean, he was real.
That's so not bad.
and he had a bad attitude.
no.
Without Raphael, a lot of things wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Even when he would mess up, it's like, okay, well, now we got to figure it out and go save the day. Like,
Uh-huh.
like without him stirring the pot, I'm going to give Raph his due here. He gets a bad rap sometimes.
Yeah. Plus, I wasn't into those. What was his weapon?
Size.
Yeah, I wasn't into those.
Yeah.
What is that?
Pretty weak.
It was like a forked, like kind of like knife thing.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of weird. What do you call it? A sigh?
Yeah. Size.
Size.
I don't know. I
Okay.
think if you're good at them, they look pretty lethal to me. You catch the sword
I'm
and
sure they're
stab somebody
lethal,
with
yeah.
that.
You can catch
Yeah.
a pizza with that bad boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I used to like. That was another reason I liked Michelangelo because I like the nunchucks. We used to make them all the time. Like we'd go find sticks in the yard, drill
Yep.
holes in them, and put like ropes in there and a screw,
hell
and
yeah.
then you'd have the nunchucks. We'd fly around and jack stuff.
And if I don't know, we got a set of them from our older cousins, and I saw Willis start to get. I'm like, oh, just someone's gonna cry here. You know, is it gonna be in 2 minutes, 5 minutes?
Yep.
I know how this.
Someone-
I know how this goes.
Yeah, someone might lose an eye, but I'm kidding.
All right, a little off track.
Yep.
Anyway, food
All back
pyramid.
to pizza.
So yeah, I guess in the end, I think we all agree with the change for sure. The change is needed.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fallout's going to be. I think, man,
I don't wanna be so
with
cynical.
prices and availability and all that kind of stuff. I can see how that it's going to have a negative effect on that.
Yeah.
But in the end, I think it is for the good of all of us.
Yeah. There's more truth to this one to any other previous one as far as recommendations and what's good, and it's also just like we're saying, it's just a guideline. It's not a. And I think it even says in the small print, like I mentioned earlier, it's not designed. Each and every person has a different metabolism that needs to be fine tuned to. So
Yeah.
don't look at this as the gospel. I
Right.
guess.
This ain't the Bible.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all I've got.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else?
Getting hungry. I want to go eat some cereal.
Pizza.
Lucky Charms.
Breakfast pizza. All
Oh,
right.
Casey's breakfast pizza, guys.
Oh.
That's good for us.
He's got
Yes,
some
sir.
egg on
Right?
it. Yeah.
Bacon.
All right, I'm
All
gonna
right.
shut it down.
Peace.
Later.